Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ludi tonight. We are about to get ready with our second set of the evening. It is going to be Aquatic, Vanguard versus Surf and Turf. Like I mentioned before, both of these teams winning their week one 5-0 sweeps. They are ready to get started, so let's bring in our commentators. Devi and Asterius, take it away.
Seeing the map come back with all its great attributes that it had, it's really great to see.
All right, we're going straight into the map mode. We see the Tri-Slosher coming out from Nito, and Surf and Turf is bringing a machine to the party along with a Rapid Blaster. We don't see Rapid too often. I think there was actually one in the last set, but I know just in other sets I've seen, it makes its special appearance, and on this map, it's going to be really good on those two underneath wings.
Absolutely.
Wait, with an early snipe, too.
Yeah, the Rapid Blaster in particular is just great at just being able to just sit under ledges and just harass any sort of position that you try to hold. You have to keep it in check at all times, because otherwise it can really cause some damage.
Absolutely, although AV had the opening pressure there, you could see all four of them moving up, applying pressure. But Surf and Turf coming right back, making the zone neutral, and the Rapid there, exactly where we were talking about. Ike going for this pick, can maybe get a double, no. Chrissy able to capitalize on it as a jump is going to come in on that side. AV is still controlling the zone, does have two members down. It looks like a fight was just won by the zone as Wave Breakers popped out. And it looks like it's going to be Dory versus Nito here, but Nito doesn't see Dory yet. But Cactus is going to end up coming around. Nito's going to switch around, does get picked off on the wall, and really good follow-up here by AV to end up winning this team fight here, followed by this Crab, just going to stall out the pressure from Surf and Turf.
Absolutely. Just seeing some specials come out, try to recapture the zone, and just try to get Aquatic Vanguard to just try to scramble a bit, just so Surf and Turf could finally get some points on the board and try to make Aquatic Vanguard sweat a little.
You could see Nito doing this exact ball strat. Where are they going to pop up next? Nito popping up in the corner. They're able to get a pick, the bubble blocking the way a little bit, but is able to stay alive, waiting for a moment to push in, going to wait for the teammates. We see Dory now moving up, just trying to add a little bit of paint, able to escape underneath the grate. Twig in a nice spot here that can just survey over top, finding all the members that are up top, can call them out, and just keep painting over, adding that pressure while the rest of AV kind of follows Twig's lead where they're aiming, using that as a reference. However, Surf and Turf able to come back in, take zone here, but it looks like it's going back and forth in paint, and AV, I don't know what happened there, but they took down 3 members of Surf and Turf, and it's just this Booyah Bomb going down.
What happened there? Just Surf and Turf just had all the numbers that all of a sudden not anymore, and Aquatic Vanguard just showing how much offense that they can put out. And right now we're just seeing the lengths of which that they can go to just put on an offensive showcase and really just hold Surf and Turf back.
Ike with a wonderful shark there, just waiting till Surf and Turf put their back to Ike's face, and Ike able to capitalize on 2 of them, just staying behind the pillow, just doing a wonderful job, keeping aggression up there, and the rest of AV is going to just keep them there, and just whatever one isn't there to stall out, another one can follow up. They're getting the members of Surf and Turf back and forth here. They're just kind of coming in, not as a full unit. So AV there as a unit while Surf and Turf trying. You could see the panic come out there towards the end from Surf and Turf. That shark by Ike kind of threw them off a little bit, and you could see that Surf and Turf started to scramble a bit and just couldn't make their way back in up the ledges, as AV was covering it super well.
Yeah, Flounder Heights in particular I feel it's one of those maps where if you're able to get on the offense and get the first cap and able to push up, it's really hard for the opponent to get back. Not necessarily because it's like a lockout favored map or there just isn't anywhere to move, but it's just simply because the offensive team just has so much area that they can look at, and so much high ground and so much cover that they can use to their advantage. And Aquatic Vanguard really took advantage of that and was able to really hold Surf and Turf back and just could not let them get back into the zone.
And even when they did lose Ike there, Ike had a nice jump back to Twig from the anchor position, and the rest of AV was still there. You could see Surf and Turf really trying to come back in, but just the range that was still in the way, they were unable to come in and find it, as we saw the machine desperately try to get sloshes over, trying to find that pick. They did hit a couple members of AV. The the tri-strike even went out there to cap one of the zones, but unfortunately 2 of the members from Surf and Turf did go down there, so they weren't able to come back in. So now we're going to be going into game 2. One of their front lines lead the way, and when they can come in, the other 3 follow up really well. But now they just have to remember that AV is moving as a unit really aggressively, and they have to find their way around it. Twig bringing out the tri-stringer here over the E-leader, and we see Brush and Wiper making their way out onto the field in this Clan Blitz game.
I love this change from Surf and Turf, bringing the Octobrush and Wiper, along with the 52 gal as well. Just way more offensive pressure on the side of Surf and Turf. But oh wow, just a complete destruction on the side of Aquatic Vanguard, and already getting the score on top of that. Aquatic Vanguard setting the pace early in this match, and it looks like that they're not wanting to let any momentum slow down.
The big thing here is that even though AV got the initial lead, they got the man advantage, and they pushed up, they only got the power clam in. The only one left alive was the Crab, and the Crab couldn't go in and follow up with anything else with the rest of the members of Surf and Turf coming back in. So they did break the basket. Surf and Turf now has this extra clam to work with if they get the advantage they need. But something that's going on here now is it looks like we got trades back and forth, the stamp coming around, picking off, and it just ends up leaving Twig left alive. That is actually a delayed wipe on AV's side, and Surf and Turf has a good enough amount of clams here to come in, take lead, and potentially get a decent count here if they can get these extra clams in.
Yeah, Surf and Turf really bringing it back in together with their specials and just coordination and being able to just get the lead for the first time in this set. Surf and Turf just now just trying to keep the momentum up, because they know what Aquatic Vanguard is capable of from the last game, and they want to make sure that if you want to be able to beat this team, you're going to have to keep your pedal to the metal at all times. If you let up for a single second, it could spell trouble for you.
Something I also like to note is how much turf that AV is putting out as soon as they come back in from a disadvantage. They already had mid painted, guaranteed that Mahi's already small as is, so they're getting the paint really quickly, which is what that was a crap steamroll! Cactus steamroll! Remember with
you
the crab!
Do that.
And AV comes in with a very big amount of clams, getting themselves all the way down to 32. What a push there by AV, just getting 2 members down with Surf and Turf. They're very good at getting 2 separate members down, and then Surf and Turf has to take more time to regroup. And the other big part is that they're taking a lot of paint away from this Brush and the Wiper, who have to really kind of work around, give themselves the paint they need to come around to be able to pinch on AV shooters here.
Kind of one of the main weaknesses of this type of comp. Yes, they have the offensive pressure, but with weapons such as the Machine and the Wiper, they can't really paint for themselves that well. And for weapons like the Octobrush, they really don't want to be showing themselves all the time. They really need the paint from their other teammates, just so that they can kind of go unnoticed and really cause some damage. So basically, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more paint on the side of Surf and Turf if they wanted to have a bit more of an offensive composition. But unfortunately, it looks like although that they do have the 52 gal, it just does not appear to work for them as much as I feel that they would have liked to. But if they can really just get together in this last minute and a half, they can really bring the set back.
Yeah, right now, like, they still got that push-up. Even from there, the Wiper actually using the range to their advantage there and was getting 2 good picks from the ramp in the back, which helped Surf and Turf able to get that push. They almost even took lead off that push. AV able to come back in and defend quick enough. It looks like they did manage to pick out the Brush. It looks like Twig spots Steven in the corner, and members of AV are able to follow up and pick them off. It is now 3 down on the side of Surf and Turf in exchange for the 52 on AV. And they do see Chrissy in the corner along with Dory, and it looks like Twig and Nito were trying to go there. It's a 2-2 situation there. And there is less than a minute remaining. We see the Crab coming out, and it looks like it tag teams with the bow shots. There are 2 power clams at the ready for AV here. They want to push, but definitely don't want to get hasty about it at this time, as they're using the specials that they have to potentially push in and maybe go for a KO. But members of Surf and Turf trying to stop this with their lives. They have 3 power clams there. That's 3 down. This is huge. Put the bucket, Steven.
That was a great effort by Surf and Turf, but unfortunately, just not enough. Aquatic Vanguard able to at least get a score in and just extend that lead a little bit.
Nito almost
but
got
it's
that
not
third
enough.
power clam. This game is going to be going into overtime right now, and Aquatic Vanguard just needs to be prepared for the 2 specials that are online here for Surf and Turf. So this is looking really good for them, although they do have 1 member down right now.
This score's gonna need a count, and no, that was their 1 chance.
Oh no!
Although they do get a score, but oh my.
This is actually really close. Gudra's still here. Steven's still in the left corner. All of the members of Surf and Turf are just moving right up, and Cactus goes off the ledge. They just need a few more clams to potentially take it. Does Dory have enough squid? And Chrissy's trying to come in. 1 clam! They took it! They took it back!
What? Like, can someone explain that, please?
Chrissy got the last clam in!
Oh my goodness! I thought it was over for them when the Octobrush just drops one of their power clamps into the water, but no, Surf and Turf just able to find more clams and just try to salvage the push the best they can, and somehow managed to bring the set back to even. Oh my god, Debbie, just how in the world did they manage that?
Gudra is a player I know that can just squeeze their way by. You can see they snuck right by Twig. They got 2 jumps in. Gudra was able to get the pick on Twig, and the rest of AV just comes in just in a panic. They know it's overtime. That buzzer is beeping, and they're going into the range of the brush and the wiper, which is what Surf and Turf wanted the entire game. And it came down to the wire as Chrissy got that 1 clam and just has the second one from down below and able to throw it up into the basket, just sealing it in the last second. There you go, folks. That game is not over until it's over. You can make any push happen, and Surf and Turf just did it. Both themselves on that one, and I know with a game like what just happened can really shift morale. So as long as AV can just shake it off and recover from that one and keep the aggression that they have been doing, they should be able to take this game. In return, Surf and Turf has adjusted their comp a little bit. They do have Double Booyah Bomb Jr. and Crab now, and they do have a couple more ways to come in around the side as long as they can test with AV's pressure.
Yeah. Just the main thing Aquatic Vanguard just needs to remember, you've been able to beat them in the first game. You just need to be able to just remember what you were able to do. But this Crab not making it easy, getting 2 picks at the beginning, and Surf and Turf getting out to a pretty good start, already trying to contest the first checkpoint.
Ike here trying to make some maneuvers in Fight Club, just kind of coming in behind. I know that they've got to be called out at this point. It looks like Gudra's just trying to fight them off. And Ike really just kind of stalling underneath, making sure that the members of Surf and Turf know that they're there. Finally, Chrissy able to drop down on Ike, pick them off, and are still able to push tower here as they are looking to break through the first checkpoint. The machine's in a great place. The other members of Surf and Turf following up really well, even though there is toxic mist in the way. Surf and Turf here securing this corner the best they can, getting 2 members of AV down, and they have broken the checkpoint, going on to the second one.
Just look at the paint pressure that Surf and Turf has been putting out. You could hardly even tell that they're in Aquatic Vanguard's base right now with how much paint that they're putting out. And the second checkpoint falls right here. But Surf and Turf does go 2 down, and it looks like the push may have to come to a screeching halt. Aquatic Vanguard being able to just barely just get out alive, but they're really going to need to get right back into it, and they have a long way to go if they want to be able to win this one, Debbie.
Absolutely. Nito here gets a pick, but moving in a little bit too far here is getting pinched in between 2 members. The rest of AV just not in a great spot to get them, but Twig able to get a follow-up snipe, is stuck in the way of the bucket, but with help is able to survive. Twig able to survive this, but I don't know if they know that Chrissy's behind here. And Nito able to save Twig there, as it was in a really rough spot as the vacuum is still going. Scooter's in the front. It looks like members of Surf and Turf are still trying to come around from behind, and that is something I know Surf and Turf does best, is making a play from behind to stop the objective, and we've seen that happen about twice now. And AV trying to secure their spots here, looking to see if they can get this tower any farther, but it looks like they managed to pick off the pro along the lines here.
Aquatic Vanguard, Aquatic Vanguard showing, you know, they're not gonna be too affected by that early push, as they're looking to make their own push right now. Vac in a great position, but not able to suck up the Booyah Bomb, and it looked like Aquatic Vanguard trying to go for that second checkpoint, but they're still a little bit out of the way. But they do go 2 down right here, just the Charger and the Tri-Slosher. And the Charger having to jump out, so that's going to be an early end to Aquatic Vanguard's push at only 39 and not even breaking that second checkpoint.
They did have a really good push there. Surf and Turf having the counter specials ready to go as AV push. So really good defense here by Surf and Turf. Looks like Twig able to get the pick on the tower, but we saw Chrissy and Steven moving into the tower just to keep it moving here. But those two members, they're still applying so much pressure. They were 2 down, but look at how much presence they're still making in this bottom right-hand corner, making it so AV can't move up immediately, and there was still jumps going in. Now, finally, Surf and Turf 3 down. AV has the time to take mid control and look to make another push like they did. And now they know that they have 2 specials ready. Imagine Surf and Turf's going to have 2 ready relatively shortly here. They do have the bubble, and it looks like Booyah Bomb's going to try to come to lead the way, as they did find a pick on this flash, and they have 3 other specials left to go to make this push really good here.
Aquatic Vanguard with the special advantage and two down advantage on the side of Surf and Turf. Aquatic Vanguard looking to break the second checkpoint, and they might be able to even take the lead off of this just so a little bit further, and they're able to do it, and a full wipe on the side of Aquatic Vanguard. Aquatic Vanguard taking game 3 and showing, sure, you may have just come back in an utterly ridiculous fashion in game 2, but sure. Let's bring things back to a bit of normalcy. Or even, how about this? Let's come back in our own fashion. Aquatic Vanguard up 2-1.
I'd like to highlight how they did at the end, and I'm sure we'll definitely see what they did at the end here. But something that AV did is they trapped Surf and Turf in the top right corner. They cleared the 2 members that were down in the pit. So the next thing we're looking up on the top right, you can see that the Crab is pressuring them over to the grates. You can see that Nito is going to go up and pressure them over to the right. The Vac is out, so we see Cactus guarding the bottom right. We see Ike and Nito working together on the top, and that is how they're able to secure this, because there's nobody else on the left. The tower is free space on the left, so Twig can just shoot at them from afar, even though a bomb does get. But all 3 members of AV are able to just pressure Surf and Turf in that corner, so they can't get anywhere near the tower. Now that is a objective team bodyguard situation that works so well to guarantee this KO here. Even though Twig did go down at the end, the rest of AV was there just to knock it out, and they even wiped out Surf and Turf at the very end. They both have mid-range to get there, and it can definitely go back and forth. Even though it may be small, it still provides a lot of teamwork to be put into here, and a lot of strategy to go into it on how to make these pushes.
This game's really going to come down to how each team plays defense when one team does eventually pick up that Rainmaker. Just simply, there's only one way you can really push the Rainmaker on this map. So you're really going to have to be able to just defend the main point. If you can just suppress the Rainmaker early and not let things spiral out of control as they can tend to do on this map, you're looking real pretty for this map mode.
You could see there that the Rainmaker being cautious of Twig's laser there. Love the patience by Surf and Turf. Really good time at waiting to use it. Did get picked off in the corner, but Surf and Turf did have a nice setup. It looks like AV using a couple specials here to actually clear out this side, but members of Surf and Turf are not done. You can see they picked it up and went for checkpoint right there, and they did manage to break it. They saw that opening and just went for it because AV used their specials there in the corner, and we're going there. But even though they got that checkpoint, 2 members did go down. This is going to be a checkpoint in return. But those bombs from the Junior there, got the Rainmaker. Not a bad job from the Junior trying to stop that Rainmaker.
They got the checkpoint, but at what cost? Surf and Turf is still 2 down, and Aquatic Vanguard still putting points up on the board. and not even 2 minutes into the game, they're looking for the knockout early and just get shy of it, but it's just the machine left. Trying to throw out a blade bomb is the last desperation, getting Nito in the process, and Surf and Turf may just be able to just get right back out just barely.
You can see they did manage to go the 3 down. The Nautilus was the last up and is probably going to be in the way here defending. In fact, we do see them on the ramp. Members of Surf and Turf trying to come back in here, although AV did manage to pick up the Wiper. Rainmaker playing it cautious here. E-Leader up on the top corner. You can see the laser. Down goes the Rainmaker. Twig with a nice snipe, just being that surveyor and making sure Surf and Turf can't go much farther, and just fearing this leader's laser right now, even before they shoot.
E-Leader is just so oppressive on this map.
But
it's just just trying to get a last desperation push, but it's just not able to get it done. But
it's just
Nito just left, and Surf and Turf 1 point away from the lead advantage. Just 1 point, just get it over there. 1 point, 1 point. Oh my God, Surf and Turf, just full of surprises for us all in this set. Trying to get this knockout, but just can't. They're just not able to just get this last point. Just sitting right there. Just end it. There you go, Surf and Turf. They're just full of surprises. Look at that Clamblitz game. Just coming back from that kind of just whatever that was, and then Surf and Turf coming back in game 4, just doing whatever that was too, and now we're back to even.
Starting to see a pattern in both two teams here is that you can really see their panic when it comes need to be. Both teams, when they go on a disadvantage here and they have to defend, you could see instead of letting them come up a little farther than they need to just to help regroup and defend, they're just charging themselves forward. You could see the E-Leader even trying to make a desperation pick there and unable to, like, it did get stopped in the corner here, but in the end, it just leaves 2 more members of the team going down, and they aren't able to stop this, especially when it was just down to Nito before this whole chaos happened. But you could see that Surf and Turf just, even when this happened before, even when they have the man disadvantage, they are super jumping back in because they are all these frontline weapons, and they're like, we are going just no stopping, no fear. They're keeping up the pressure, and they've been able to do this. That is something Surf and Turf continues to do, is that when the objective is super close, they may sacrifice a member to do it, but they aren't going to stop until it's over, and they will keep going to get those picks. They're just charging forward. You could tell they're communicating that as soon as one jumps in, they're going to focus on this target. As soon as the next one jumps in, hey, they're going to be the Rainmaker person. And it looks like that there's definitely a lot of communication. They're coming back in. And when it's on the...
To just keep up that offense and just never let them leave their side, you're looking at a clean victory here.
You really are. It looks like AV opting to bring out the double crab, all the range there. Meanwhile, the other team opts for the 2 juniors, Custom and Vanilla. And we see Chrissy bring in all the bombs you would ever want.
That's the power of Double Bomb Junior.
Yep, absolutely. Both teams here relatively painting up zone here, and Surf and Turf able to get the initial cap here, but all is not lost because AV, of course, still applying pressure down. They did have 1 crab go out. Looks like Nito's trying to pinch from the other side as a wave breaker does come down. It looks like they did manage to pick off the 96 on the side of AV, but Ike here just going to stay in the corner until the bubble goes down, looking to try to get a pick. Able to get one. Really nice move in by Ike there, being patient, moving in, and the wave breaker comes out, and AV able to take down 3 members of Surf and Turf, trying to find that 4th. They do. That is a delayed wipe. We'll see how they're going to be able to position for potential lockout to keep Surf and Turf out.
Yeah, this is exactly what you want to see if you're on the side of Aquatic Vanguard. Get on the offense early, and just try to just keep the opponents away from the zone. When you're thinking of splat zones, you're not fighting over the zone. You're fighting to keep the opponents away from the zone at all times, and that's exactly what Aquatic Vanguard's trying to doing.
Oh, Dory there went for the desperation play to try to shred the crab. but the Crab, of course, with its rapid fire rate, able to get Dory instead, which is again leaving Surf and Turf in a disadvantage, and they did try to use special once to get the zone. Looks like Cactus getting caught out by the bomb there. The bomb nearly getting 2 as well. With the 10 ticks left, that Booyah Bomb is going to try to come in and cap, is able to cap, and Goodra getting a nice pick with the blaster on top of it. One member of Surf and Turf or 2 members of AV. This is looking nice for Surf and Turf. However, Ike, once again, being a distraction in the corner, just trying to stall Surf and Turf from going for an initial lockout. This is actually a really nice play to allow AV to come back into zone. It looks like they are able to go leader for Junior for this one. But they haven't been able to cap it yet, but it looks like they're really close to 2 down though. Surf and Turf does have the paint here to keep it, but AV ain't letting up very easy. But they do get the 2 splashes down, which is going to allow Surf and Turf to keep the cap here with the 2 juniors in play. Oh!
And great plays all around on the side of Aquatic Vanguard to try to recap the zone here. Aquatic Vanguard just great defense at the end here, just limiting the damage that Surf and Turf was trying to do back onto Aquatic Vanguard here, and specials coming out on the side of Aquatic Vanguard trying to stall the zone, but it looks like everything's like going a bit more back to neutral. Tri-Strike's coming out, and the zone does flip back into Surf and Turf's control here, and Surf and Turf trying to get back onto to offense here, but Aquatic Vanguard just not quite having it. Aquatic Vanguard going up a two-person advantage here, and just more carnage for Nito. Good spot on that 96 gal, and Surf and Turf goes down three people here. It's just a machine, and Aquatic Vanguard now back into that very familiar position here, just looking to try to reinstate that lockout.
Something that's interesting that I noticed, that instead of going up the ramp and finding that 4th person as in a 2v1, is that they actually stayed back towards zone to get specials here, which might actually, which is allowing Surf and Turf to put their own specials out. But AV, they have a nice positioning here. They have a line down the middle, and with their penalty almost out, it looks like 1-for-1 happens here, but AV does not have the paint down, especially with the splashes in the far corner, to compare to the 2 juniors who were on zone at the time. So Surf and Turf able to get the zone capped once again, reapplying that penalty. We're in the last minute of play here, and it is a absolute splat fest here on the zone. But AV able to get 2 down on Surf and Turf, and we can see they want to try to move up, but the double bombs coming out, preventing AV to go up the ramp.
Yeah, double bomb in particular is just really great at just walling people out. But the main problem that I have with Surf and Turf's comp, there's just not a whole lot of offense. Like you look at the machine with the Booyah Bomb, it's great in terms of that. But you have the junior custom junior and the rapid blaster, all of which you wouldn't really say are offensive weapons. While Aquatic Vanguard just having 2 splashes, just being able to just apply offensive pressure with those frontline capabilities and having double crab, I feel that overall that was the main difference maker, which lets Aquatic Vanguard take game 5.
Surf and Turf did have some good moments there, and I can see with their comp, they're going for the apply a lot of paint and just get the poke for the extra for the rapid to finish up with, for the rapid or machine to finish up with. The juniors are there to give all of the paint to the rapid and the machine, but the machine being their first front hand slayer. However, if it can't get up and it's being controlled, then yes, their aggression does go down, like you did point out. But they did manage to come in a few times there. They were keeping AV back with the subs that they had at the ready, but just kind of going in and not being able to get the 1v1s with the fire that they had. They did try, they got a potential trade, but they just weren't able to follow up, as AV was winning more of the fights, especially on that right-hand corner. You could see Surf and Turf was trying to peek and get AV. In the middle of the game too, we had a look of AV, and Surf and Turf was just trying to peek that right pillow just to go up the ramp and pick members of AV, but AV was just quicker with their weapons that they had and was able to keep. Chrissy was able to use that Zipcaster to come in and behind and help create some great opening plays for the fellow members. I wonder if they're going to stick with that kind of strategy or if they're going to... Nope, that is what they're doing. They're keeping the brush wiper combo. Meanwhile, AV has brought out their own brush, so Twig and Nito are definitely going to have a lot of fun comboing together with all of their fall off here to battle this wiper and brush combo that Surf and Turf has, and it looks like that Surf and Turf already has 2 opening picks on AV, but the brush coming back in right away and just reversing it right away as much as they can. But Chrissy going to follow up. Just a lot of pressure happening on that stack there. Back and forth trades are happening, and I didn't even notice that the basket was broken.
Aquatic Vanguard, we've been seeing this all set. Aquatic Vanguard just really just putting on a forefront offense right at the start, setting the pace early, and that's exactly how you want to play this set in particular. But most importantly on Clamplets, you want to have strong pushes like this as they get all the way to 50 right on the first push in just a minute. And Surf and Turf, we're really gonna need to, get the paint back up and try to find some of those picks onto Aquatic Vanguard if they want to be able to try to get back into this game.
Splatoon 3 does reward a lot of solid, strong openings. If you can get a burst opening off, it really does reward you for there, as long as you can keep up the control and that pressure throughout the rest of the game, which can be hard to do. Because we could see that Chrissy there was breaking in the best we could. Cactus there making a ball, trying to throw it, and Surf and Turf making their initial push here. The hammer, it did go in. One did manage to get into Power Clam. We see the other one is further behind, but Gudra's underneath this basket here. It looks like Steven's just going to come in, toss this other Power Clam in. They don't have enough quite for the lead yet, but it is very close. They have one more clam. There is another member from Surf and Turf coming in from behind. AV not protecting from behind the basket. It looks like Twig was trying, but there's still 2 members of Surf and Turf just from behind. Again, Surf and Turf doing the behind the objective play to be able to get points. Or stall in this point, but yeah, just coming around from behind, and instead of pushing from the front, they're gonna go where they have the opening, which is behind AV, where only one is trying to protect.
Works so well on Mako Mart in particular. Like the main push option is just right on front, but Surf and Turf making use of that back alley in particular. If you're applying pressure onto that side, you really have to shift your entire focus away from the main push option, which allowed Surf and Turf to be able to just apply a lot more offensive pressure and then just try to get the lead back. But Aquatic Vanguard answering back in their own, getting a 3-person advantage and taking the lead right back. Aquatic Vanguard showing that they're not two-phased, looking for a knockout. They're just 1 point away. Just one more trying to get in. They got the super jump in, clam in, and Aquatic Vanguard, just a great comeback from that great push from Surf and Turf, and Aquatic Vanguard at match point 4-2. And if you're Surf and Turf right now, you gotta start thinking about trying to change, possibly trying to change things up a little bit as we head into Game 7.
Yeah, Surf and Turf showed that they could come back with the pressure that they had there, but AV making a stronger push, and they kind of did what Surf and Turf did, except they still pushed objective from the front. What was going on is Nito was controlling the left-hand stack there. Twig was able to get a pick on Chrissy on the side, able to get Dory, and then kind of does a track race around the basket, stalling Steven, which allows Nito to come in to get more points and Ike to come in to get more clams as well. So just stalling out the last member of Surf and Turf to allow the other members of AV to score in those points. And then Nito on the bottom just painting for Cactus to be able to really get an over count on the basket with they needed 1 clam. Yeah, we're going to use the pity clam. Come back and take this game.
Game 7. This is where it can all matter for Aquatic Vanguard. and Surf and Turf just trying to stay alive just a little bit longer. We're seeing the Nautilus come back on the side of Aquatic Vanguard, Ike bringing that back. And then on the side of Surf and Turf, we see the Wiper come back from Dory. Just really trying to play in a little bit more of a put more forefront offense than some of their other comps. But Surf and Turf going 2 down early. Aquatic Vanguard again. We're seeing more of setting the tone early, and if you're on the side of Aquatic Vanguard, you want to be able to try to push as much as you can. But it doesn't look like that they'll be able to. Aquatic Vanguard going down a good little bit, but looks like that they might be able to salvage this a little bit and try to make some push happen here.
Yeah, even though it looks like AV is getting picks left and right, the members that are still left alive from Surf and Turf happen to be in the way of where the first checkpoint is, and AV just isn't able to fully secure it enough with those members left alive. So Surf and Turf doing a good job keeping the members left alive to stall, but AV is still applying that pressure. And in S3, we have noticed that the more space that you take, the better your pushes are going to come. And we see that from the start, that AV's just applying that pressure. They're taking away that space from Surf and Turf as quick as they can, and just trying to take an initial lead. But in this case now, it looks like Surf and Turf is able to take AV out of all these corners, find the ones that are pushing in really far, picking them off, and they're actually controlling the first checkpoint better than AV was at the time, going back and forth using the tower as a pillow here. And 3 members are down on the side of AV. It is just Twig and Cactus left alive, as we see the machine here applying pressure with the fizzies, just keeping space and not going in too deep so they don't get picked off until the rest of Surf and Turf comes in.
This is exactly how you want to try to play this map. Once you get past that checkpoint and past the corner, that's when you really want to just try to push that offense. But it looks like the push is going to end early. Surf and Turf going 3 down, and Aquatic Vanguard having to come back and get past 16 on their own side if they want to be able to take this set. And if you're on the side of Aquatic Vanguard, you really need to start trying to play just a tiny, not play it slow, but you definitely want to just try to just calm down a little and just try to just focus on the bigger picture here.
They want to stay together and being able to make those pinch plays work, because you can see Cactus there use the crab on the one side while the rest of the members of Aquatic Vanguard were the other. Twig is the only one left on this tower, pinging for help as one member was as Gudra was trying to stop that tower. Members of AV able to switch around and get Gudra out of the way while the vacuum was happening, so the vacuum able to help out there. It looks like Cactus getting picked off a bomb right up on top there. And able to stop that special. So, and again, Gudra is going to try to come around and sneak from behind, but it does fail as Ike is watching behind the tower this time with a couple other members of Aquatic Vanguard, but they are now picking off members of Surf and Turf one at a time, and it looks like a special did manage to pick off one. Bomb picks off another. Ike and Cactus are just kind of stuck in the corner here, as now they are forced to retreat back to mid, but it looks like one gets caught off by Gudra, and there goes the second. They're in a 2-down stagger right now as Surf and Turf is able to move up and take control.
It's a great push overall by Aquatic Vanguard, but unfortunately they were just not able to just get it any further, just having to settle for just 28. And did they just get a kebab right there?
I think they might have got kebabbed. It was that or a bomb. I did not see.
Either way, that really just sets the tone here in this final minute of Game 7, and Aquatic Vanguard, they're really going to need to get the kick into high gear here. They're down to crunch time if they want to be able to win the set.
They really are. I think right now Aquatic Vanguard is realizing that Gudra is trying to come from behind the objective. Right now, they have the 3 members down. They just need to locate this machine, and they do. They have a good spot right now, as they just have to lock out this top right and front from Surf and Turf from coming into the tower, and they should be able to retake lead here. They retake the lead in the last 10 seconds of this game and push it all the way to 12. Surf and Turf trying to scour back in here, trying to get on this tower, but Cactus is on top, and it looks like they get down the jump coming in, trying to stop it, and they're on tower enough in time to seal the game.
Great job to Aquatic Vanguard here, taking the set over Surf and Turf 5-2. Aquatic Vanguard, just the offense that they put out throughout the set. It's been really cool to see this kind of offense. It's not often that you just see just how well that they're able to just try to just work together and just try to create just create some of the offense that we're seeing here. Just being able to just call particular people out and being able to send people and just move in on just identified threats and just being able to just pick apart the enemies just one by one and just execute on a plan greatly.
Absolutely, at the very end, it was becoming close there. Surf and Turf actually looked like that they could have gotten the tower back, but with 2 members of AV still there, it wasn't going to last for long. Even in overtime, it would have been definitely a miracle play, but it has happened earlier in this set twice, the miracle plays. I was just like, I think maybe Surf and Turf can get this back. After the first couple games that we saw for with those comebacks, I was believing in a potential miracle play for Surf and Turf to stop that. But once the 3 down and the jump was coming in, that was sealed right there when Cactus was on top. They started off with the vac coming in. The Crab came out just afterwards to apply some more pressure, and then Ike came back in, and they were able to have one great push coming in to seal the deal there, especially after finding that machine. When the machine made themselves known there, you could see that both Twig and Ike were looking straight at it, and there was just nothing else the machine could do to stop that.
So once again, just congratulations to Aquatic Vanguard. They go up 2-0 in their into Division 5G. Surf and Turf going 1-1. It's going to be exciting to watch these teams go out. But this is not the final match that we have here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. We have one more left in Division 9, Tactifueler versus Calamariachis. And we'll get to that in a quick moment. But in case you wanted to know where you could find me, perchance you can find me on Twitter at AsteriusBW. If you happen to know about the team Splattle at Horizon, I am the captain of that team. We play in Division 9. We are now 1-1 in our division, and again, great job from Aquatic Vanguard and Surf and Turf. You're still gonna do great this rest of the Ludi season. Just keep going at it, and yeah, Falco, back to you.
All right, Asterius, thank you so much. Devi, you're going to be staying on the mic because you'll also be commentating this upcoming set between...
Yep, you're stuck with me.
Yes, Tactifueler versus Calamachis. We're very excited, but we're going to take
Calamariachis.
Thank goodness that you and Saf were commentating it and not me. But we're going to take a quick break before this starts. We got to get everybody situated, update a few things. So you guys stay tuned. This match will be coming up very shortly. You are watching Ludi Tonight on Splatoon Journey.